Howdy there, folks, and welcome back to the DIY A-frame for Airbnb series. And somehow, Canyon Lake, Texas just keeps getting more and more beautiful. And in our last video, we finished the pier and beam foundation for the A-frame, and now we're creating the subfloor. And as I was installing the joist, an amazing thing happened. Big TZ. So now that the pier and beam foundation is officially completed, we're on to creating our subfloor. So as I was installing those floor joists, I got a text from an old friend, Big T. He and I used to work in sales together for years and years, and now we're both real estate investors and DIY builders. He's flipping homes in Austin, and he has several rental properties. He's been watching the DIY A-frame for Airbnb build series, and he wanted to come check it out in person. Now, just like me, Big T is also in the early stages of launching his real estate business. However, Big T has way more experience in carpentry than I do. His family members were carpenters, and he always does his own framing. And I think when I sent him a pic of the build so far, I think his builder eyes started going everywhere like crazy. And they're like, hey, I need to come out, I need to see this, I need to visit my friend, see what's going on. So he came out and I gave him a tour of the A-frame so far, and I actually walked him through the entire 1 acre property. And that's when he said, you should totally let me help you brace up all the posts and finish laying out the joists. And I said, are you crazy? I can't put that on you. And he said, you're crazy for doing this by yourself, but in a good way. And I was like, you know, I agree, but I totally get where you're coming from. And because Big T's so nice, I was like, all right, you can come, but I gotta pay you. And he was like, no, like I don't work like that. You don't pay me. It's cool. We're friends. And I'm like, golly, this is another Minnesota guy that I know that's like super nice. Like, shout out to all my Minnesota viewers, Matt, Regan, Riley, Big T, all my boys up there. Man, those boys are the real deal. Shout out to all you guys. Now, you guys know me, only the best for my guests. So in my mind, I'm like, why not have my better, more experienced carpentry friend, whom I trust, come out and help me? Like, it just makes sense. So I graciously accepted his offer and we started getting to work. Before that though, I ordered a lot more material from Home Depot, and the next day, there we were at the A-frame, ready to get to work on the build. So as we're leveling up all the posts and we're putting in the bracing, let me talk to you guys about which screws we decided to use. So we ended up going with the GRK Fasteners number 10 4-inch Star Drive Bulge Head R4 multi-purpose screws. Golly, that is a mouthful. These screws are actually AEC 257 treated lumber approved, which means they're perfect for the 6x6 posts that we have, as well as these 2x4x12s bracing, because they are both pressure treated, and these are really gonna be great for the structure. And just to explain, if there's anyone new out there to building a home for the first time like I am, just to explain the importance of bracing, basically, what you're making there is a triangular shape, and a triangle is actually the strongest shape. So with the hypotenuse, if you remember Pythagorean theorem from middle school and high school, that longest part, the diagonal part of the triangle, is actually unbreakable. You can't break it. So now we have a sturdy connection from the post to the beam and then a brace in between, and now it's totally secure. But to step it up even more, we decided to take it one more step. So what we did was actually go with cross bracing. So now this is some high level bracing. We have bracing not only between the top of one post to the bottom of the next, we have bracing from its top to the bottom of the next post. So it's bracing in all ways. And if you remember, at the very back of the house, that last post there is about 13-ish feet off the ground. So it's pretty tall. So you could have some potential right there for a little bit of sway, but now that we have the bracing there, it is not moving at all. It is so incredible what just 4 of these GRK screws will do. With 2 screws at the top of a brace and 2 screws at the bottom of a brace, it's amazing the amount of rigidity that comes from that. So it's really cool. So let me tell you guys, so working with Big T is incredible. Like, he has an incredible energy. Like he is so much better at carpentry and working outside than I am right now. Like, just like by far. And so it hits 12 o'clock, right? We're working since the morning. And I'm like, hey, let's stop, let's eat. Lunch is on me. Let's go get some food. It'll be great. And he's like, well, actually, I was thinking of working from 7 a.m. to 2:30, just straight. Like, we can take mini breaks, but let's hit it, let's go. Like, he's super amped up. And I'm like, I don't want to tell him no. So I'm like, oh yeah, you know me. Like, I'm down to work. Like, you know, I don't need a break. What are we talking about here? I'm good. And keep in mind, like, it's hot. Okay, this is Texas. It's July. It's like 105 degrees out, maybe more. There was one day it's like 109. So it's been like pretty hot out here, but I get it. Like, his time is valuable. My time is valuable. We only had so much time to do this. We got to make every second count. So I'm like, all right, come on, let's go. But you can tell, like, obviously by the end of the day, I'm super gassed. Like, look, my tool belt's off, tired. I'm just like, hey, you need a screw? I can get a screw for you. You know what I mean? It's pretty funny, but he's incredible. He has this, like, he has so much just energy to him. And he's always been that way. And I'm so appreciative for him coming out and helping me, which is really ironic because the same day that he texts me to come out and see what the bill was about and offer to help, it was actually the same day that the Bible app had a verse of the day about generosity. And these are just some verses that remind me of Big T and his generous offer to come help me out. So Proverbs 11:25 says, generous persons will prosper. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. Proverbs 19:6 says, many seek the favor of a generous man, and everyone is a friend to a man who gives gifts. And Proverbs 19:17 says, whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his deeds. And so those are just a few Bible verses that remind me of Big T. And not to get too mushy here, but I told him, I was like, God always sends me an angel right when I need it. Like, if you guys have been watching the channel, you'll know. there's some times, there's some old videos there, go check them out, like where God just sent me some help, boom, right when I needed it, because I couldn't do it all alone. So I always get blessings, I get hooked up from him. So I'm really appreciative of God for doing that, and I'm really appreciative of Big T for being there for me. I cannot say thank you enough. So Denzel Washington has an acting coach, Tom Brady has a throwing coach, Tiger Woods has a swinging coach, even MJ and Mamba had a trainer. And so they are not too proud to accept help, and neither am I. You can only get great at something when you meticulously break down every angle upon which you can improve. And just doing good enough is never good enough. You always have to strive to be the very best you can actually be. And Big T's generous offer to help me out on my brand new building journey was perfect timing. It was super humbling, and it's only making me and this future A-frame better and better. So that's it. The foundation is completely braced up. The rigidity of the structure is amazing. It's not going anywhere. That thing is solid as a rock. And guess what? It's also sitting on rock too. So go back and watch those first videos if you haven't, about us digging the foundation, making the footings to this point. Next week, we're gonna be talking about the floor joists, setting that up, as well as the whole subfloor. And it's gonna be incredible. And I really know you're gonna absolutely love the property. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the notification bell so you're notified when videos are released. Hit the like button, comment on the video as well. Tell us how much you love it and how much you can't wait to come. And as always, I cannot wait until you're here. See you guys.